Hi, this is Tracey from GiftBasketAppeal, and today I'm doing a design team project for Maymay Made It. It's Christmas in July, so the design team has been challenged to create your own background as well as make a card for Christmas. So let's get started. So I'm going to be using 3 stamp sets and just certain little images from each one, like this one is Fond Noel, and I've used this last year, and I will post a video that I did using this stamp set. So I really love the versatility of this. I'm going to be using this branch right here, and I'm going to be using the pine cone on this one. And let's see, on this one, I'm going to be using one of the sentiments here. I'm not sure which one. I think I might use the longer one, or possibly 'Tis the Season. This is the Baubles and Bling stamp set. This is another great stamp set. If you don't have this in your collection, you should get that one. I really love the versatility, and it's got the ornaments on here as well. And then from this one, this is called Santa's Key. I'm going to be using this little holly right here. So I am ready to go, and I've got my card base is going to be white. I'm going to use the red, and this is an A2 size card. I'm going to use the red, and then on here is where I'm going to create my background. So that's what it's going to look like, and it's going to have that little red border around it, which makes it really pop. Okay, so to create the background for this card, I'm going to be using this branch right here. And I'm going to be using the Tim Holtz Distress ink, and it's Mowed Lawn. So this is going to work perfect. And I'm just going to do a repetitive stamp. Let's get that nice and inked up, and this is going to be perfect for what I'm trying to create. So I'm just going to kind of start and just do this over and over. Turn it this way. So I want my branch to be going in different directions here. Let's see. I'm going to go this way with that. Let's see. Right around here. And it's okay if it overlaps. Right there. This can be quite soothing, kind of doing this. And you notice I stamped that off the edge a little bit. This can be quite therapeutic doing it like this. And sometimes it's okay to experiment and see what you can create by just doing that repetitive stamping. I know I do it all the time. And that way you get to kind of repurpose your stamps. You don't have to use them for what they were meant to be used for. Yep, I'm breaking the rules. But yeah, you'll be surprised if you just give it a try with what you can come up with. And it's super fun. I'm really liking the way this is turning out. And then I'm going to take another stamp, and you'll see in a moment, I'm going to stamp another image on top of this. Creating that Christmas background. So this will give you lots of ideas for Christmas cards well in advance. And I'll be sure to put everything you need in the description box. And so if you want to just fill in some little spaces, you can just kind of press that in the ink and fill in these little tiny spaces here. Look how fun that looks. Maybe I'll come up on the edge there. Right there. Yep, and that's good. Okay, so now I'm just going to give this a wipe. I love these distress inks, I really do. Look at that effect that it leaves on there. Okay, so now I'm going to take another stamp, And just to remind you, this one came from the Fond Noel. And this other stamp I'm going to use is the little holly. And I'm going to stamp on here. I'm going to use the black. I'll use the black ink and stamp on there. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. Just cover this one up. I'm just going to take this and wherever I can find just a little bit of a space. And some of these may end up being covered up, but it's okay. I'm not really going to stress about that. I'm just going to put little bits of holly. I definitely want the holly to show up, like right here. Just those little berries to show up in there, because I'm going to color those in. So it's okay for it to come off the page. Just space them out a little bit. Maybe one here. And I could go in different directions on that. Go off on little directions. Let's see. I'll put some here and here. I'll try not to get carried away too much. I think I need one right here. Let's see, I'll turn it this way. And once I color them in, I could either choose to do another one, stamp some more if I want. But I think that's good for now. Let me show you what I'm going to do now. Just give that a quick wipe. I'm going to color it in. And some of these may be covered up, but that's okay. So I'm going to take the red now and just kind of go in here, my red marker. Color in the little hollies here. So I'm just creating a pattern basically, and you can do whatever you want to do. You can do more, you can do less. If you want to take that that branch stamp and just go around the edges, you can do that too. That's a great stamp for just kind of doing something right around the edges to create a border effect. And these can actually be perfect in a corner. You see how those are shaped? You can just kind of stamp it right in the corner there. And so that's just another idea. Okay, I think I need to stamp one more time on here with the little, I need a holly right there maybe. I think. But actually it might end up, I might end up covering it up because I'm going to do something else on there too. But it's okay. Just creating a pattern. Yep, I just needed that one more there. And you see how that looks now, just adding that little bit of red. And of course I have that red border, so that's going to work out really good. Okay, so now I'm going to take the leaves here and just color those in. I'm using a darker marker, darker than the green. This is so soothing. It's almost like having a coloring book and you're just kind of coloring it in, but you're creating your own images. This is so fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and color the rest of these in, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so our background is all done, and look how adorable that looks. And so it's going to look really nice when I put it on here. And so now you've created your own background. Look how that looks. Okay, so before we do that, let me put that aside. We're going to work on something else. I'm going to use the pine cone, And I already stamped it out a couple of times. I'm going to need at least either 6 or 7 of them. I'm not sure yet, but about 6 or 7 of them. So let me show you how I color those in. I'm going to take these two, my Tombow markers here. One is kind of in like a beige color, one is in a deeper brown. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just color these in. I'll show you how I color in the first one, and then I'll just go ahead and color the rest in. So I'm just kind of lightly shading it. And so when I do this, it looks flat, like it's just not really coming off the paper. But I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, so you see how that looks? Now I'm going to just take this deeper brown, and just like how the pine cones are on the tree, I'm just going in with a deeper color, like right along those edges there, just to give it more dimension and make it kind of pop. Just around the edges there. And I'm going to be fussy cutting these all out, so I don't want to I don't mind going outside of the lines on there. So I like to have extras of these also, just because I know that I'm going to be, before we know it, fall will be here. I'll be doing some fall cards as well. These are perfect for holiday cards. Okay, so you see how that looks? And so yes, I'm probably one of the only people that like to fussy cut. So I'm going to, these are really easy to do though. You don't have to really, see how easy that is to just kind of go right around the edges here and cut those out. I am loving this stamp. So easy and simple, just like that. And look how adorable that looks. So I'm going to be adding some sparkle to these later on. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then we'll start putting our card together. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these together here. Make sure I get that straight on there. You see how that red border really helps? Yeah, if you want to make your card just have that extra little something, just put a border on there. Just take that extra time. And when I'm doing my cards, so the card base to begin with is 5.5 by 4 1/4. 5.5 by 4 1/4. And what I do is I just cut 1/4 of an inch smaller for the red, and then a 1/4 of an inch smaller for that inner part there too. So that way you can have the borders around it. So that looks really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to start add this. I'll use some art glitter glue and add this on. My favorite glue. This is something that I have to have. Of all my crafting tools, this is one of the things that I have to have in my stash. I can't run out of art glitter glue. Alright. Put that right on there. So everything is coming together nicely on here. And so what I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna mount these on here because I want this to have that extra dimension. And I could put them flat, but I kind of want them going right across the center, kind of diagonally. I want a diagonal look to those. And so I'm going to pop those on here with my mounting tape. And I'm just going to peel the backing off of this and show you how I'm going to get those on to here. Okay, so I'm just going to put little dots of glue on here just because, even though these are already sticky. And I'm going to just kind of put this on here, just starting right here. I'm just kind of going kind of around and across. I'm just going to go right up here, just like that. But you'll see in a moment. Okay, I'm just putting that one right there. Just trying to keep it dimensional on there. Just adding that little bit of dimension really helps. And though these are really sticky, I probably don't have to add the glue on there, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just adding a little bit on there. And you could also, here's another idea, you could take these and just do a border right around there, a dimensional border. Let's put that one this way. Just like that. And I think I need one more. Add another one onto here. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of a bow right there, right in that top part right there. So let me go ahead and cut this out. Just using some twine here. Make myself a little bow. Now just add that. I'm going to put that right here on the top right there. See all the different things you can do with this. I don't want it to be too big. Okay, and we need a sentiment for this, so I'm going to end up putting this right here, right on the top there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our sentiment together here right now. I'll have to find my glue dots to add that in. Yeah, I really like this right here, that 'Tis the Season. Let's see. I think that's the one I'm going to use. So I'm using my longer block here to do that. Let's see, I think I'll use this Sending You Happiness Only Christmas Can Bring. And I love that this block has the grid on it, because it really helps me kind of line up my sentiment, especially long ones like this. All right, and I'll get some paper to stamp that out on. Okay, so let's get our red. I'm going to stamp this out with this distress ink. And let's see if I can get a good stamp on this one. It's a really thin stamp here. So I'm using the Tim Holtz Barn Door Red to stamp this out with. And there it is. Perfect. And I'm just going to use my scissors and cut this out. And you can use your paper trimmer if you're not comfortable doing this. But I think I'll be okay. Let's see, put this on here. Give this some little outline there. Just trying to make this a little bit more slender. I'm going to put a little backing on this too. Just so it'll have a little bit of an outline right there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on here. Get that straight on there. And now it has a little bit of a border. Just a little border on there. Alright, and that's going to go right there. I'm going to slant it. Yep, I'm slanting it, everyone. I'm being bold. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And I could use my art glitter glue too to apply this also. So just use whatever glue you have. And I'm going to tuck that in right across here. I want to make sure because I have my a little bow that I want to put on there too. Just like that. Or I can put it here. Oh, I kind of like it right there. I actually have another one that I did do that has it there. Let's see. Kind of liking that. Okay, I'm just going to use my one of my glue dots here to put it on there. Let's use this little tool right here. I'm going to put it right here. I feel like it'll balance out more. I always put, I don't know, something about this art glitter glue. I just feel like I need to put it on there. Okay, and push that down. And look how adorable that looks. Oh my goodness. I'm loving it. And you think I'd be finished by now, but this is the icing on the cake, or this is Nouveau Glitter Drops, and this one is called White Blizzard. And look what I'm going to do with this. I'm just going to add just a little bit of something on here. And I did this on my other card. I'll have to show you what that looks like because it's really cool that it adds this little glistening thing on the pine cones. And I'm just kind of following the lines on here, not really being super neat. But I don't know if you can see this. It just adds a little bit of this green to it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll have to show you on the other card. I really like this. I'm just going along the lines here. And you want to give this time to dry. And I'll show you what the dry one looks like. Look at that. And I can actually go in here and put it right on. Right on my little berries here. Good way to add a little bit more to your card. It's all about those little details, right? And so look at that. See if you can see that. Adding that little bit of dimension there. Now you have your holiday card, you got your background. Here's one that is already dried. The only difference is that this has a red border on it. And look how it looks with it dry. And it's got a nice texture to it. I really like it. It makes it really pop, those pine cones. So those are my 2 cards for Christmas in July. And I'll be doing more. Backgrounds are going to be the thing. So I want to see what you do as well. And I'll put all the information below for everything that we use for this project. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.